Hey y'all, it's your girl Alana J, and I'm here to tell you about all the magic that is happening at Bravery Studios, New Jersey's #1 podcast recording studio. At Bravery Studios, you handle all the talking and they do the rest. That's it. Seriously, all you have to do is show up and shine. Yes, honey, work. With 3 different filming locations, there's a perfect space for every type of podcast. From cozy chats to high-energy shows, Bravery has got you covered. But wait, there's more. Bravery Studios hosts monthly events and podcast gatherings, perfect for networking and connecting with fellow creators. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Bravery Studios and let's make some podcast magic together. Do it. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to. You're recording, right?
I hope you got me cleaning my teeth.
Oh. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. See, that one, that time I got it. That time I got it. That time I got it. What is going on, Bravery Familia? Yo, 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 yo. I'm pulling a Rachel La Loca. Yo, it is your girl, Alana J, and we are back at Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey for another episode of Act Up with Alana J. And today, I am so excited to have my guest today. She is an actor, an incredible comedian, comedy writer, character actor, impressionist. The list goes on and on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, there's none of those here.
Stop it.
Introducing to the show, Sibel Damar.
Okay. Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
You are one of my favorite human beings. That is the only brand of human that I bring on the show. So I am literally honored. And I've been telling everybody so far that you are a voluntary hostage for being on the show. Because this is the only way I can get my awesome friends to come through to see me.
Okay, that's so not true. I would totally go out with you anytime. Like, call me. We can go to the beach, but like, this did sound cool.
Can we go to the beach though? Because I'm a beach bitch. I am totally a beach bitch.
Beach batch. Which is your beach batch?
I usually go to Jersey. Have you ever been to the beach in Jersey?
I went to the beach in Jersey once. It was a nude beach. It was super fun.
Oh.
I don't know where I was. I don't know where I was, but it was crazy. And then I never went back. So I'm like a far Rockaway Jacob Breeze person.
Yes, Jacob Breeze. Nude. It's nude over there too. They be nude.
It's nude over there too. I guess I have a beach vibe.
You have a beach vibe.
It's nude.
I did the tatas out. At Reese.
I just don't like tan lines. I don't want to feel bad about it.
I literally have 3 different tan lines right now from being in Hawaii. It's not cute, but it's fine. It's all good.
It looks amazing though.
Thank you.
Yeah,
fresh
from
back.
Hawaii.
It is a little overpriced, but you know what? That's what it is over there because everything is so freaking expensive in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Tourism is what it be.
But it's giving White Lotus, and I love it.
Thank you. I wanted to go to the hotel where they film White Lotus, but that wasn't a stop on the tour that I did. Have you been to Hawaii?
Oh God, no. Sorry.
Jennifer Coolidge in the building.
I haven't. I wish. Like, I would love to. I want to do like the Italy version of White Lotus. You know,
And then
Mediterranean.
That's where she died.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Okay,
My bad.
We just ruined it for the people.
Listen, if you haven't watched season 2 of White Lotus yet,
Really, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What have you been doing?
Get it together.
Do it.
Yeah. What he said. Very aggressive. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, watch it.
Sibel.
Alana?
I want to talk about how we met because the day that we met was one of the most iconic days of my life.
That's a New York day, right?
Literally, yes.
I was trying to remember on my way over here, and then like in the car, I was like, oh my God. The way we met is actually insane.
It is.
Do you want me to tell it?
I want you to tell it.
Okay.
I want you to tell it.
We were on this like set of it was a short film done by these really 2 cool people who I forgot their names.
And it was a silent short film.
It was a silent short film, and the woman running it, remember her? She
yes.
I thought she was amazing, and honestly, Why do I not remember her name?
I feel like her name begins with a G.
I don't know.
Ginny. I think it's Ginny.
Ginny. Yeah, I think you're right. Ginny something. She was incredible. The short film was called Smile.
Mm-hmm.
I can find it. I'll put a link. Like we should support that short film.
We will.
Because it was actually really good.
It was really good. Really artistic and
we were
meaningful.
like extras.
We were extras.
We were featured extras.
We were featured fucking extras. Because you know why? We were committed. We were committed.
They like pulled us. They took us. They were like, you two in the front. And we were like, yes.
Yes.
We will do this. It was like the second thing on camera I'd ever done.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because I had just gone out of college. Like, when you met me, I had literally just left school and moved to New York. It was my first week in the city.
Holy shit. And you went to University of North Carolina?
Greensboro. Yes,
Greensboro.
At Greensboro. We just,
Shout
yeah,
out.
UNC. Greensboro.
Greensboro.
No, great school, though. It's a great school. But
yeah. Awesome. So that day, I feel like we just automatically we like instantly connected. I didn't know
100%.
anybody there.
Yeah.
I was just starting out in the acting, in the schmacting, in the doing of all the things.
I know, and I saw you and I was like, she knows what she's doing and I have to be with her. I'm going to be next to her. You were like so full of this like just energy and life, and I could tell that you had this on-camera presence, and I was like, I got to go get up in the front with her. Like, I knew you would be the one who would like make it to the front. And I was like, I'm going with her. And
wow.
I synced up with you.
I felt the same way about you. I felt the same fucking way about you. That's so funny.
That's how we met.
The film, it was basically a catcalling.
Yeah, a guy cat calls a girl on the street, the main girl, Ginny.
The main girl.
That's her name. Sorry. And then we watch him kind of like lurk behind her, and then we started to like follow them, and a group of women like
The Walking Dead. We were like
The Walking Dead. We were zombies, I think.
We were basically zombies.
We ate
him. We ate him.
I think we ate him.
We ate the man. And it was the thing that I loved about it was
a cannibal piece.
It was a cannibal. It was it was a cat calling cannibal piece. It was basically a PSA to men that, you might fuck around and get eaten.
Yeah, fuck around and find out. Cat call and see what happens. We are going to eat you.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That's right.
He did. He showing up did. And the thing that I really liked about the video was that, do you remember that they used flower petals
for his flesh? Ripping.
They used flower petals for his flesh. I thought that was so creative.
Artistic.
So creative. And I think there was something we were supposed to wear red, white, and blue, right? I think it was around was it during
it was like
when
4th of
Hillary
July
was
oh.
I don't even remember what year this was. Was Hillary running for president?
2016. It had to be 2016. So yeah, she was running.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what was going to happen.
We didn't know what was going to happen. So it was like this really cool blend of like political, socio-political commentary, and like eating a man and turning him into rose petals.
And you know what? I just got this. The message was real patriotism is when someone catcalls you, you eat them.
Oh my God. Take notes. I told you, you're here to learn. You're here
got
to learn.
it. I nailed it.
Nailed it.
So that was how we met. So we did this
Yes.
whole thing. We ripped this guy apart. We like totally ate him. We were down on the water in Brooklyn. It was really great. And
Greenpoint. We were in Greenpoint.
Excuse me, Greenpoint.
And I think that was,
Yes.
I think that was one of the first times I ever went to Greenpoint, to be honest.
That was my first time there. And
Yeah.
I was like, this place is awesome. It's on the water. It has a view of the city. There's a bunch of like restaurants and bars nearby. We were having a great time. It was like a 7-hour day or like a 9-hour day. And then we wrapped and we were like, let's go get some food, right? Didn't we?
I don't remember eating, but I do remember drinking.
Yeah, rosé. A lot of rosé.
We were on a barge. I don't know if this place still exists, but it was a bar on a barge. I think you knew about it.
That would be...
Whatever.
I went there a second time for another eclipse, not this last one, but an eclipse in 2017. So those were the 2 times I was there. But yeah, great place.
Yeah, great place. The rosé was great. Don't drink it anymore, but thank you for your service,
Thank
rosé.
you for your service, rosé.
Thank you kindly. And then we go to this barge. We drink the rosé.
I got smashed.
Yeah, we both.
I was 22 and I was like, whoa, 4 sheets to the wind.
I'm feeling 22. Shout out. Okay, so then we wound up somehow at an NYU party.
Okay, yeah. I think I had a friend who was like, what are you doing? Come through to this party, I think. And we were like, I was like, I'm with my new best friend, Alana.
Yes.
I just found my soulmate and we're going to go on a night out on the town. And you were like, well, let's go. And I was like, well, how are we going to get there? The trains, it's so far away and I don't know how to. And you were like, bitch, I have a car. And I was like, what?
Yes.
The fact that you had a car blew my mind.
Yup. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a rarity in those streets and in these New York City streets. So we pretended to be NYU students. That's essentially how we got in. I remember lying to people about my major. I think I did too. I think I was pre-med.
I think I was biochem.
We were definitely in STEM.
I was something. And I also was like from London. Then I was like, hello, like I'm an exchange student from London here on biochem or something. I don't even know. I don't know if that's actually a major.
You may have been Australian too.
Oh, maybe I was Australian.
You could have been. You could do them all.
Because the friends were Australian.
The friends were Australian.
Yeah.
And yeah, all I remember is lying to these people, and then at the end of the night being like, by the way, I don't go to NYU, and I'm much older than you. And them just being like, what?
Bruh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody, you were like the life of the party. I remember that. It was like that multi-leveled house, right?
Yeah.
And you were like going... Everybody loved. I'm pretty sure we rapped at one point.
We did rap. We rapped on a staircase. I don't
Yes.
remember what we said, and you beatboxed.
I did, I do for
as
you.
you do, as you fucking do. And now we got here a little something. Give us a little something, just a little something,
my God.
little something. Has it been a while?
It's been a while.
All right.
Also, my lips are sticky.
You got it.
Are you gonna rap?
I don't know. I'm not gonna rap. Yeah. Acting up, drinking my cup. Alcohol, I gave it up. Somebody slap my butt. Get me to shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
Damn,
I think we still got it.
We still got it.
We still got it.
We
I'm
still
going
got
for
it.
my water.
We still got it. I haven't freestyled in a very long time. I did practice with North Coast
You did
recently.
so good. Oh my God.
Shout out to North Coast. They are a hip hop improv team that essentially taught me how to do the thing, how to do the hip hop improv. So yeah, we had a very, literally from sun up to sundown, we were acting the whole day.
Amazing.
It was.
That was like one of the funnest, most fun nights I've ever had.
Likewise. Like I will literally never forget it. I mean, unless I get a disease, which I hope I don't. So let's fast forward.
Okay.
Let's fast forward. Now, Sibel, you may have seen Sibel on FBI, CBS's FBI.
We got a body.
Yes! Oh my God, that video that you made of an actor preparing for a co-star. OMG.
We went out for that audition together. You were at that audition.
I was auditioning for something else.
Oh God, okay. I
You
thought
were-
that it was the same one.
Oh my fucking
we were
God.
in that audition room. That was the role that I booked. That one.
I figured. And
You were in that audition room.
That
with
was
me.
your first time in that casting office, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I remember going up to you and being like, I don't know where the bathroom is, and I'm gonna die. And you were like, it's right down the hall to the right. Law and Order's on the left. CSI is on the right. And I was like, I'm here for FBI. I don't know where I'm going. You like knew the place like the back of your hand.
Yeah, I had been in a couple of times at that point, but still haven't booked through Mr. Jonathan Strauss. So, Jonathan, if you need me, I'm here. All right, I'm here.
And she's good.
And I'm ready and I'm available. But yeah, I remember that. And I remember you posting that you booked. And I was like, I bet you it was that.
It was that.
And that is awesome. I'm so proud of you. I just want to say I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
you because we came from eating a man on the streets of Greenpoint to you
A procedural.
being an FBI agent on CBS. Can we get some claps for that? Can we get some claps?
Yeah, that was actually the most fun set. One of the most fun sets I've ever been on. That crew is really great. The entire, like, I made friends with like the sound people, the PAs, everybody on that cast was amazing, and the leads were incredible. Missy Peregrine, Zico Zaki, like really, really good people. And I ended up being really lucky in getting to do 4 episodes and just having such a good time. It was truly one of my favorite things I've ever done. I love that set.
Yeah, that's literally, I mean,
They're really a family, like
yeah,
for real.
yeah.
They're cool.
You can honestly say that, you made your dreams come true. I mean,
Yeah, that was definitely like the first moment in my career that I thought, okay, this is kind of what working feels like, and this is what being on a set feels like, and how everything operates. And it wasn't a huge role. It was still a great experience, and all of my scenes were with main people, which allowed me to learn more than I would have otherwise.
Yeah.
Getting to come back and do that and have them remember me, like even on the second episode they were like, oh my gosh, you're back, episode 2 for you, how are you feeling? And I was just so shocked that they remembered my name and knew what my character was. And I was just saying a few lines per episode, and everybody was just welcoming and treated me like I was there like helping tell the story, because that's what co-stars do. You know, you
Yeah.
help. Like I was finding a body, kicking down a door, whatever. Like finding the missing girl, and you don't realize when you're watching a TV show that those small roles are like, they mean so much to people.
Yeah.
Playing them.
Oh, that's incredible, dude. You want to talk a little bit about, so for those that don't know what a co-star is, can you like define that for us? And like,
So,
I want you to
yeah.
talk a little bit about like being on set aside from the familial aspect, but like the reality of being on a television set, like the day. Can you talk
Yeah.
about like the day?
Oh, I would
one
love
of the
to.
days.
One of the days. So a co-star is basically there. It's like 3 lines or less, or sometimes 4 lines, I think. That's how they kind of categorize it. You can be featured like very heavily with the leading actors, and you kind of play a part of like, usually it's a character that is helping the main person in the show identify the next big sequence of events. So there's a body missing. I find the body. I tell, you know, the lead that, hey, the body's over here, and then she gets to take over and do what she does. So those types of roles, you see them in Grey's Anatomy, you know, Law and Order. And then a guest star is kind of like the next level up, where you're, you know, probably the person in Grey's Anatomy who comes in with the illness and gets diagnosed and eventually dies on the episode, or, you know, maybe gets to come back. So I was excited about the co-star role because there's potential to return if they need you for other things, which is what we want.
Yeah.
But like day of, oh my gosh, I was so nervous the first day. So this was like, my first one was I think 2019, and I, you know, was constantly on the phone with my manager, calling him like, when are they going to let me know when I go to set? How does this work? You know, the things that they don't tell you in school is how it kind of unfolds. And it's actually very nerve-wracking, because if you miss something or you don't know how to behave, it can really hurt the rest of your career. So, you know, I was on the phone with my manager, who I love, constantly just being like, okay, tell me what I'm going to do. He was like, they're going to call you the night before, and you're going to know what your call time is not until the night before. And it's like, that's a crazy time period to wait, you know, because it's like, it's 2 weeks out, so we're filming, and I'm not going to know the night before, like, what time I'm going in. So I remember it was like,
yeah, they can tell you at 11 p.m. that you need to be there at 4 a.m.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
And so that's the hard part, because you're kind of just like, oh, okay. So you're like nervous, and, you know, you're ready. I got the call, and they were like, all right, you're going to be on set at 5 a.m. And I was like, cool. And I think the first episode I did was in the city on the stage. I think I went to the stage first. I can't remember. But
where's the stage?
or maybe it was New Jersey. The stages for a lot of the procedurals that film in New York are out in Brooklyn.
In Greenpoint, right?
Greenpoint area. Yeah, Greenpoint. They're like kind of, you know, on the water off. There's like all these warehouses, and the sound stages are there. So they have these like huge sets and warehouses and trailers and dressing rooms for people.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, these police stations are not, in fact, police stations. They are sets built in warehouses.
Yeah. And
which I had no idea.
Yeah, some of them
Until
are
I
real.
got
Like
there.
I'm sure
Some
one
of
of
them.
those police stations is real, but they definitely have some like interior. It's mostly like interior looking shots. Like you go in and it'll be the apartment from the show, or it'll be the like the station where they do the computers and the hacking and, you know, looking the FBI research, whatever.
Right.
What is that called? I should know.
Reconnaissance?
Yeah, recon. It's like
I don't know if that's the right
they're
word.
hacking. They're finding the bad guy. So then, yeah, I think I had to go take a train somewhere and get picked up. Sometimes they'll tell you to like meet at like a, you know, bus, and all the co-stars will get in together. Yeah. And that day, we were filming way out in Queens. That's what it was. Okay. And Evan, do you know Evan Brewery? He was in that first episode with me.
Really? No, I don't think I know who that is.
He's super popular on TikTok. Okay. He's a content creator, actor. He does these like really incredible, you probably would know him for this. Like, he's the guy who does the, like, he pretends he, like, snorts something, you know? And then he's like, all right, here's the movie in, like, 10 seconds. And he does a breakdown of, like, how Hollywood people think about making movies. Like, here's the plot for Ocean's 11. And he, like, it's like Mad Libs, how you make a movie. And this content is so funny. Yeah.
He's always on Improv Cocaine.
Improv Cocaine, like how Hollywood execs are. You know, like, here's an idea. Like, it's going to be underwater, a casino, they're robbing it. You know, and then it's Leo DiCaprio, and it's so. I mean, I'm not doing a good impression of him because his content's funny, but it's good.
He sounds like Trump a little bit.
I I think that's just because that's what I was doing earlier today. I was doing it. I'm so sorry. I was trying to be Trump. I don't know.
I really don't like that guy.
I don't know why. That was terrible. Sorry, Evan.
No, that was great.
He's great. So he was the dead body in that episode.
Oh.
So we were all like in a bus, but he was a guest star. So I think like, you know, we were getting like carted around. It was a long day. It was like 9 hours. I remember getting there and I was in my dressing room and they, you know, the costume people came around and they were like taking photos of me and measuring and making sure everything was right. And then you like can't touch yourself. And then there was like the hair and makeup. And then there was rehearsal, which I didn't know was going to be a thing.
Okay.
Because when I was in acting school, I was told that you just show up and you do it and you have to be right. And there's really no practice, but there is practice. There's a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Which is super fun.
Rehearsal
So,
on set.
on set rehearsal with all the actors. So they've already lit the scene. You have a stand-in. Everybody has a stand-in. And they like get everything perfect. And then once they're ready to shoot, they're going to go into rehearsal, which is super fun. So we all go down there. And we rehearsed like 3 or 4 times, which was great for me because I was so nervous. And I just had to get like the shakes out, you know?
Did they shoot the rehearsal? Because sometimes they do.
I don't remember. I'm sure they probably did. They were checking all the camera angles and stuff.
Yeah.
But there wasn't the whole like marker, rolling, speed, you know, all that stuff. Like that didn't happen. It was just action rehearsal. And we got to run through the scene. I had to like walk down this dirt alleyway that they had set up with like mattresses and tons of garbage that they brought there that like wasn't garbage that was in Queens, which I was like, honestly, I could have found you an alley if you wanted to save some time. I got a lot of good alleys for you. So
Gotta love a good alley.
We love a good alley.
We love a good alley. Always good for a little photo shoot, little impromptu.
Seriously. And all I remember is Evan was like lying down in death makeup because he was killed at this point under a mattress. And so my character had to like walk with this dog that I was holding because it was a canine. Like the dog was supposed to be sniffing for bodies.
Yeah.
And then the dog like pointed me to the body and I had to like lift up the mattress and be like, we got a body. And that was it.
And that was it.
Oh no, I had one more line. The first line was, we got something.
We got
something. And then
something.
the second line was, we got a body. And that was my first thing that I ever did.
Clap it up for that.
Such a good day.
For that award-worthy performance.
And just side note for everybody watching, Missy Peregrine is the lead of FBI. Okay.
Yeah.
We all know who she is, right? You know who she is.
Yeah.
Stick It. Remember that show, Stick It?
No.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I'm
Alana?
terrible.
She's a lesbian icon. She's not gay. She's a lesbian icon. Every like
Interesting.
queer woman in America knows her. She's the girl who got into the ice bath in that gymnast movie where she was like super hot. And she was like flipping all over the place.
Shit.
She was like kind of a bad kid at the beginning of the movie, and she was like a BMX biker and really hot. And her parents were like, "You need to have some structure, so we're gonna turn you into a professional gymnast." And she goes from being like a BMX professional biker to a gymnast, and it was a queer awakening for pretty much every girl in 2006, I think.
How does she become such a queer icon if she's not queer?
That happens all the time. Look at Taylor Swift. Look at Madonna.
yeah.
Look at Britney. Look at, you know,
I feel like Beyonce,
Hillary
too.
Duff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also Beyonce. It's a classic thing. It's just
Interesting.
something that happens. Kate Blanchett.
This sounds like a dissertation.
It is. I could go on.
Yeah, we might want to revisit this at some point. We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
So I have to watch this movie now because I'm obsessed with like gymnastics.
Pretty sure it's called Stick It. I hope I'm not getting
Yeah.
it. It is. It's called Stick It.
That sounds. I don't even know the movie, and I'm like, that sounds right.
That's it.
I love that. Okay, so FBI, and now you have also recently been working on a podcast called Academy,
Yes.
where people can
Incredible show.
hear it on Apple Podcasts.
Amazon and Wondery.
Talk-
Wondery Media.
Talk to us a little bit about that and how did you wind up getting that opportunity?
My agents. I have great voiceover agents, DDO artists. Shout out.
Shout out.
They're awesome. So they hooked me up with during COVID. It was like 2020. This production was doing just like a table read, or, you know, they have to like try to make the thing so that they can get money to make the thing. So
Right.
It was, you know, I was bored and the project was really cool. And the character they wanted me to read for was a lesbian drug dealer, which I heavily identified with.
I fucking love that.
So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I go into the table read, and it's, you know, an incredible cast of people. Kimiko Glenn was playing the like lead.
Love her.
Yeah. So, you know, I was surprised, and I was like, wow, this production is actually really cool. So we made it, and then like it wasn't until like 2 years later that my manager sent me something and said, this is going into production and they want you to audition for this part. And I read the script and I was like, oh, I did this in COVID. So, they were re-auditioning me, but I was like, I hope I get this.
Yeah.
And then I did, thank God. And
you got this.
I got it. And it was such a fun, it's a fun show. It's like 10 episodes. We have a whole season out. The episodes are incredible. Super high quality production. I just think the writing is amazing. It's about this like rich high school that has a secret society that has a lot of like mischief going on.
Ooh,
and
love a little
cast
mischief.
is like next level. It's like Maya Harold and Ben Norris and Victoria Grace and others who, just check out the cast on IMDb. It's stacked, but really incredible.
That is awesome. So, okay, we're not linear here.
No.
I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
How did you wind up pursuing all of the things that you are pursuing? At what point did you decide that you wanted to be a performer, and how did you specifically wind up doing comedy and everything else?
That's good. I started acting in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Theater kid, yeah, classic. I didn't really know I was a theater kid until it happened. I auditioned for the school play and I got the lead my freshman year, which ticked off a lot of seniors because that's like not supposed to happen apparently.
Haters.
Yeah.
Haters, they gon' hate.
So I don't know. And I told myself, and my mom has always been like, she is not the type of mom that here's an example of, I was 3 years old. I showed her a drawing I made of her, of something.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of it. And she was like, don't quit your day job.
Oh.
Like, she's harsh. You know what I mean? If I'm not good at something, she will always tell me.
She don't sugarcoat.
She doesn't sugarcoat it. And a lot of people would say, that's like not good. But for me, it is, because when something's good, I know it's real. I know it's not just her being biased because she's my mom. So she came to my show freshman year and she was like in tears and blown away and whatever. It was a show about Columbine, which for a 14-year-old is actually like a lot to carry.
That is a lot.
It was a lot.
Did you have like someone on set checking in on your mental health?
No, this was...
Well, not on set, you know what I mean.
This was, a high school production in North Carolina. There was no set checkers. Okay?
No set checkers. Mm-mm. No set checkers. Not
there was none of that up in here. No, we were all for ourselves, all by ourselves, just learning about it. I didn't even know what Columbine was till I did the play, and I was
shit.
Okay.
Wow, what a way to learn.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, we
Real
won't.
Sad. So it was heavy. My character died, and I had this speech and whatever.
Oh my
I'm
God.
Southern. So my mom at the end of it was like, "You can do this. Go do it." And I was so moved. I was like, "Wow, I really wanted to do this. If she's telling me I can do it, then I'm gonna go do it." So I just never stopped. I went, I ran drama club through high school, had fun, did all the plays and musicals, and then I went to college for it.
Musicals too? You did musicals too?
I did, yeah.
So, like, vocal training, all of that, reading sheet music, la 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 la, all of that.
Yeah, and don't make me do that right now.
I won't.
I'm not like I'm not trained technically anymore. I did do AP Music Theory. I play a bunch of instruments. So I have a good musical ear. You've hung out with me. Like we vibe with music.
We do vibe with music.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that you played piano.
Yeah, piano, guitar, and drums.
Shit. You were just like a one-woman... You're a one-woman show, dude.
I'm not thinking
you could just be on the sidewalk and just do like five things.
I know I could. I actually thought about busking once. I was like, should we just do that?
I think about busking all the time.
Maybe it's what we should do.
Maybe we should.
But I'm not like great at anything. Do you know what I mean? Except for maybe acting sometimes. But
you are great at acting. You are great comedically. You are great with your impressions. You are great with accents, girl.
Stop it.
Are you kidding? I just want to say. For the fucking record, you are one of the most talented human beings I've ever encountered. And from day zero, I knew that. But watching you along the years, did that make sense as a preposition? I don't know. Watching you during the years, I don't fucking know. I can't speak right now. I just started a new medication, so I'm like in my membrane. So it's been so inspiring, and like the more I see, it's just like, Jesus Christ, what can't she fucking do?
That's so nice.
What can't she fucking do? And with the vibes, and also, I mean, going back again, the fact that your mom, told you and validated validated what
Yeah.
you can do. Like, that is so important. Like,
It is.
I don't think we really, as artists, some of us, I don't think we really talk about the need for validation in what we do. Like, people say, oh, you shouldn't need any validation, but you know, as artists, we need something, whether it's feedback from an audience, you know, whether it's encouragement from an agent or a manager, you know what I mean? Because this is really like a kind of a masochistic industry.
It is. And this is actually a great segue because this is something I feel very passionately about. You know, it's so nice to hear all these things from you, and you gassing me up like that. I'm like, ugh, I need it, and I appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
and same
anytime,
to you, of course.
any fucking time.
I feel the same way about you, but the point here is
I will
like,
send you voice notes every day if you want. Carry on.
honestly, we could do that. We could do that to each other.
We could.
Don't offer if you don't want to, because we all need it, right?
We
but
do.
Like, the thing is, you know, when I run into people I haven't seen in a long time, they always tell me, it's so good to see you doing so well, and I'm so proud of you. And you know, I see friends after a period of time, and literally all of them are like, you're crushing it and you're doing X, Y, and Z. Meanwhile, I feel like garbage a lot of the time. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not succeeding enough. I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I feel like the path is not what I anticipated, and it's different. And so I just want to, like, you know, bring awareness to the fact that it looks good from the outside, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
And like, no matter where you are in your journey, if you're trying to be an actor, it's hard. It's hard for all of us. If even for the people that it looks like it's going really well, we're all feeling like we're not doing enough, and there's not enough roles, and the industry's behind, and strikes slowed us down so much. There's not enough projects going on, and that's just a real feeling. So don't be hard on yourself, and don't be down when you feel like you haven't booked in a while, you know, or you're not doing all the acting opportunities you're supposed to, or you have a job that's taking up a lot of your time because you need to pay your bills and you need to eat and you need to live and be healthy, and you don't get to be an artist full time yet. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're all doing that. I'm doing that.
Yeah. I am. You are hitting the nail. It's hitting real close to home right now because, you know, people have been telling me like, oh my God, same thing. You're killing it. I love watching you do all your comedy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm fucking broke right now. So, you know what I mean? Like, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's not, you know, it's not paying the bills. And I think it is important to say that no matter what, like whether you're getting paid for your art or not, doesn't mean you're not an artist, you know? Like, you are an artist because you create, and that's really it. And to talking about like the strikes and COVID and whatnot, I feel like you really took advantage of those opportunities. Not the opportunity. A pandemic is not an opportunity. You know what I mean? But of all the downtime, because was that when you really started diving into content creation?
It was, yeah. And I totally get what you mean when you say that.
Yeah.
COVID obviously was a disaster for the nation, for the world, whatever, for everyone. But when shit happens, you know, you make the most of something, right? So, yeah, I tried. I was devastated. UCB closed. And that was the first thing that was really like, what? Because I'd put all my eggs into the UCB basket. I took all the classes. I did all of the improv. I did all of the ASP. I was a performer. I'd finally gotten on a house team for UCB.
Talk about UCB though, because I don't know if everyone listening knows UCB and what that means, and and how your emotional connection to it. Yeah,
Upright Citizens Brigade Theater is the theater that like Amy Poehler and Matt Walsh and I forget the other two all the time started in like 1990 whatever, and it's the most famous, in my opinion, comedy theater in the States. It's like everybody learns improv there. So many SNL people have come up through there. If you watch Broad City, you know, all of those people and shows, pretty much any comedian who is in or around LA or New York is active at UCB at one time or another. And it's an incredible place. I really loved it because I was exposed to these comedians, and I was an intern, so I was running the theater and
I remember that,
seating people, you know, and like you know, people from 30 Rock, and sometimes Amy Poehler would come in, and I'd have to like welcome them in and like seat them, and I was just sitting there like, oh my God,
You sat Amy Poehler?
She did come in one time for something.
For Ass Cat?
For Ass Cat. She came in. I mean, they were performing. I would take, you don't have to show them where to go, but sometimes you'd have to walk people backstage. Like I remember walking, like Sashir Zameda backstage.
Oh, shit.
Or like,
was she performing?
Heidi Gardner. Yeah, she was performing.
Heidi Gardner, oh my God. I love all these people.
There was a show on Mondays called... I do love them.
I'm like getting hot listening to all these names.
Do you remember Whiplash? It was,
yes.
I think it was called Whiplash. It was that Monday stand-up show. It was like stand-up comedians, and Aparna Nancharla hosted it. I was always working on Mondays, so she always had a stacked cast, and that means I would get to like, meet a bunch of cool people, and they would be backstage, and I would be cleaning the toilets, and they would be there. I mean, I remember going around and like literally wiping the inside of the toilet and like, oh my gosh, what's his name?
So you were like in contact with their DNA.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to think of it like that. But yeah, it's just
I'm disgusting.
It's just like that's a experience that as I grow older and hopefully become more successful, it's good to have, because I remember feeling like I'm a janitor and outside of this room right now is, somebody that I love, Michelle Wolf, sitting on a couch preparing to go on, and they were all so nice to me. Like everybody would say hi and thank you and whatever. And it was a humbling experience. So UCB means a lot to me in a lot of ways. But what was the point with the UCB?
We were talking about how like during the shutdown, UCB shut down, and how you wound up taking advantage of you wound up creating opportunities for yourself in the middle of a global pandemic. That's pretty much what we were talking about.
Yeah, so it shut down, and I had just gone on a house team, Characters Welcome, and I was so excited because, I'd spent, I think at that point, like 4 or 5 years going through the classes there and trying to get to that level. That's what we all want to do, is perform there regularly.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and I was like, out of a job, out of comedy. The theater closed. I thought I was going to like lose all contact with everyone I love, like you and all my friends, you know? And then I found TikTok. I don't know. I had been on TikTok for a while, just scrolling. And I was like, I'll just like put some stuff up on TikTok. And then I just got into this routine. Like every day I'd wake up and I had a green screen and I bought this equipment and I just started doing characters and stuff in front of my little studio, as I called it. And I did that, I think it took like, a month, maybe 2 months in. And then the summer hit. And I started getting views on things, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, and I have total control of this, and I like that.
Yeah. What was the first video that kind of hit? Do you remember?
Yes, it was, I did If Harry Potter Were a Lesbian, and I reenacted all of the scenes from Harry Potter, and like I was Harry Potter, but instead of the weird thing being Harry Potter's a wizard, the weird thing was Harry Potter was a lesbian.
What were some of the things? What were some of the characteristics?
Just like changing like the scenes. Like I remember I did a scene where I was like in the classroom and Snape like came up and was like doing, where he asked Harry like, what would I get if I mix wolf's bone with monk's whatever? I can't remember. I should be able to quote that, but I can't. And I'm just like flirting with Hermione or something. I'm like, I don't know, but like Hermione's really fit.
Gotta flirt with Hermione.
Yeah. So it did better than I expected.
Wow. So what are some of the other ones that you remember?
Then I did, I don't know, I that one kind of popped off. So I was like, all right, people want me to remake stuff if it was a gay movie. So I did If the Titanic had been a lesbian movie. If the, I can't remember the other ones I did, but it was fun. And then Trump stuff was happening. So I did a Trump impression, and then that went viral.
Nice.
So that was kind of the first start. And I was like, all right, impressions. People like impressions. And then I did my Keira Knightley, and then it was all over.
Yes. Your Keira Knightley is amazing. The teeth. Oh, my God. The teeth.
Thank you.
The teeth. Talk to me, Keira. Talk to me. Talk to us.
Oh, it's gorgeous here. You're gorgeous. Thanks very much.
What did you do today, Keira? What did you do today?
Oh, I drove out to New Jersey. I've never been here before. It's quite hot in here.
It's a little hot.
A bit shiny. Yeah, so I don't know. I just did, I'm seeing myself on that thing, and I'm like, you guys, dab me, please.
We need a little dab.
I need a
little dab.
But
what is your approach to doing these impressions and these characters? Like, can we talk a little bit about any of your process?
Yeah. I wish I had one, is the thing. I really don't have one.
I
don't
feel
know.
that.
It's kind of just like I find the most unique thing about the way somebody talks. and then I try to heighten that a little bit. So, and it, you know, there's a balance, because the thing is, I never do impressions for people that I don't really like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I do an impression of you, just know it means I love you. Like, it means I'm a big fan, and I've watched all your work, and I know kind of the ins and outs of how you speak.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So I always try to do it in a way that's like, this is me kind of like, you know, we're playing with each other, but I'm also gassing you up, because it's like, I love these people. So like Keira Knightley, Winona Ryder. I don't know. Winona Ryder has this like, she's got this sort of like front mouth, like lispy thing, you know, where she's always a little frantic, and she's always kind of hitting these S's like this. And then, you know, Jennifer Coolidge has this like, well, she's like so far in the back of her throat, and kind of, I guess it's kind of Midwestern. I don't know. She's like always hot, you know, and like raspy about it, and sexual. So just those types of things I really like.
Oh, make some noise. Thank you, Mar, for the class.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what, like, I did study voice in college.
Right. So the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, do you
Yes.
approach?
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
I read it. Okay.
I didn't know, you know, because look, for me, as far as acting is concerned, like I just got real training, you know, when
your master's.
when I went to grad school.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you so much.
That is so cool. We have a
Thank
master in the house. I do not have that.
Okay. So, but I mean, I've probably learned the same stuff that you learned in your undergrad, just like at a faster pace. Honestly, that's really the only difference I feel between a BFA and an MFA. But yes. So taking into account the oral posture. Let's educate a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember these terms, so I'm gonna leave this one to you.
Yeah. Okay. So talking about how Jen Coolidge is in the back of the throat, she's more glottal, more, you know, and then being at the front of the mouth.
Kira's like sort of more forward and really jaw based, you know, sort of tight.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is that people might not know how much like physicality goes into character creation, you know?
Yeah.
Let alone impressions and whatnot. Like my point is that it's an art, but there is a science. There is a science behind it. And that's what learning the International Phonetic Alphabet taught me. Like, as far as, if you know that, you can pretty much do any accent. You know what I mean?
It's true. Did you have to do those exercises? Like, we had to sing these songs when I was learning how to do like Cockney, and it was like, did you do like song to get into accents?
No,
ever?
I really just kind of did prompt phrases. Like for Cockney, I think my prompt phrase, my voice teacher would like prescribe people specific prompt phrases to get into things. And I think mine was I thought about having a bottle of milk. I thought about having a bottle of milk. I thought about having a bottle of milk.
I thought about having a bowl of milk.
Yeah, I thought about having
about having a bowl of milk.
You know,
that's really hard to say.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. And then Southern, what the hell was I don't remember my Southern one. Anyway, I digress.
Mine made us do these songs that I really like, and they've stuck with me forever. So like for Cockney, for me, it was like, there's a traditional song in England, I guess, that's like, Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage. We can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
Oh,
it's really
my
fun.
God.
Yeah,
we need to clap for that. We need to clap for that little ditty.
That was a ditty. Yeah,
I am going to memorize that and listen to it the next time.
It's a great song.
I haven't practiced accents in a while, but do you have any other songs to get into any other accents?
I don't remember the other ones. Yeah, there was like a fancy one.
It's fine. It was like what, 10 fucking years ago?
Of course, the Cockney one stuck with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was. It could have been yesterday.
Do you have any favorite accents that you like to do?
I really like Australian and like New Zealand. I really love. So I do like an Aisha from Below Deck. Do you watch Below Deck?
No, but I saw some of your content.
Yeah, that one also like popped off.
It did.
And she saw it. Okay. And this is why I was like, oh, like I am glad that I do the impressions in the way that I do them, because she like loved it. She messaged me on Instagram and she was like, your impression of me is so nice. And I was like, oh my God, I can hear you. I love it.
That is sick. That is sick. What is Below Deck?
Below Deck is a show about the crew on these like fancy yachts. And it's like the crew that takes care of the rich people who rent the yachts, and Asia's the chief stew on deck. So it's like
what's a stew?
A stew is like the stewardess, I guess, or steward. So it's the crew that does dinner service, drink service, kind of cleaning and taking care of the people. There's the chef. There's the deck crew. They do the water sports and cleaning the outside of the boat, maintenance. And it's one of my favorite reality shows. It's a great show. You should watch Below Deck if you don't. I'm just giving everybody shout outs. Watch Below Deck.
What's it on?
Peacock. I think it's like it's a Bravo show, but I stream it on Peacock.
Okay. Peacock is cute. I didn't realize how much cute content Peacock has.
They have all the reality shows that I like. Because I got Bravo.
Oh,
I like Bravo. I like Real Housewives.
See, I never got into that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was that way too. And then I watched it and I was like, oh my God, there's so much material here.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, I think for a couple of reasons. The only reality show I kind of remember watching a little bit of was frickin' the Jersey Shore, and that's just because like I was in Jersey when it was happening.
That's fun.
Which, you know what's interesting is that I didn't know that the reality show boom around that time also happened because of a strike. Did you know this?
Yeah, I think that makes sense because reality shows were the only thing that were coming out because they don't need to be written.
Exactly. But I never, it just.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I wasn't in the business at that time, but just like, because that was the last huge strike that we had. Was during that time. 2000, I was in college. So like 2008 maybe.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I wasn't in the business either.
Yeah, because that's when Jersey Shore came out. I think that's when like that may have been when Real Housewives started coming out. I don't know.
Yeah, it did start in like 2006, I think. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's just really interesting to me that anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm glad that the strike is over. Although it's still, for me, it's still been very slow.
It's very slow right now, I would say.
Yeah.
Everybody I've spoken to in the biz is like, even, gaffers, lighters, costume, wardrobe people, all my friends are out of work right now or looking or trying to get on something. So it's definitely slow.
Do you do any stage besides, character sketch and all that right now?
No, I don't. I did a Shakespeare stint a few years ago in New York, but that's the only stage I've done since being here, like proper theater. I find that I can't do both well. Like I'm in an acting, an on-camera acting class right now, which is incredible. It's at the Freeman Studio.
Okay.
It's a great studio. And just, it's really taught me the difference between like acting training, all the training I did in school, it's not applicable for on camera because they're so different. It's literally like my teacher always says, it's like apples and gorillas. Like you can't compare them.
Apples and gorillas?
Yeah, it's like not apples. It's not comparing apples and oranges. It's like comparing an apple to a gorilla. It's like a totally different thing. You need a totally different skill set. And when I was trying to do theater classes and the on camera classes, it would be like too much because on camera you have to be very. It's just a smaller. It's a much more intimate medium. And for me, if I'm doing a lot of stage stuff, it kind of tends to go through into camera work. So I have to be mindful of that, I think. Which is why comedy is kind of like a safe outlet for me because it's just so different from, acting in a scene.
Yeah.
For real.
That is really interesting because, I feel as though with stage, right? With stage, you have to take up space. Your energy has to take up the whole stage. If not, people are going to be on their phones, which you shouldn't be doing that in the theater. All right, kids, listen up. So your attention is your respect. Okay. Oh my God, I did a play at LSU, and literally there were kids having full on voice conversations because the students had to come watch.
Yeah.
There were kids having full-on voice conversations, and I almost broke character. Anyway, we broke the fourth wall a little bit, and we're talking directly to them, and they still would not stop talking. Anyway, don't do that. Don't be like them. But back to my point, for camera, it's like you still need to have that energy, but it has to be distilled.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
It's like internal. Everything is internal on camera.
Yes.
Like you don't have to act it. You just have to think it, and the camera will pick it up.
Right.
Like if I don't like you, I just have to think that I don't like you, and the camera's gonna know that I don't like you. Whereas on stage, I kind of have to be like, I don't like you. You know?
Yeah. It's just bigger. It's just bigger.
Yeah.
So okay. So the goal is television.
Yeah. For me, yeah.
What's your?
I just like it more. I've done a lot of theater, and I would not. It's not that I wouldn't do theater again. It's not my focus right now. If something came along that was a show I really loved or wanted to do, of course I'm gonna do it. I love the connection with the audience. It's just I am really focused right now on refining my on-camera craft, and I think the first part of my career was spent in a BFA, learning how to do the stage thing, which helped me do live comedy, which helped me do all these things. But now it's very much like focus in, make it internal. Yeah.
Are there any tools that you still use from your degree, do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, it's useful. A lot of it's useful. It's just, I would say the voice things, learning how to control my body, getting comfortable with my body, learning how to like step into a character. I think all of those things are applicable. So I guess it's wrong to say that like it doesn't transfer. All the stuff doesn't transfer, because some of it does.
Yeah.
I think getting into a character is definitely the same in a lot of ways. It's just the presentation of that character has to be so different.
Right. 1,000%. I found that from my training, I really never used my body as a tool. Like I really, prior to getting my degree, right? Like, did you have to do like pictorialization, which is basically like using your body to create every single word in your script and then like distilling it? No?
I didn't like that. Yeah.
See,
did you like it?
I did. And I don't know, it was just, I mean, obviously like actor, what we're acting, we're doing, we're active, right? So being able to like use my body as a way in to my character's psychology, that was really cool for me.
I think, actually, I remember one class where that is really cool. And physicality before emotionality or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%. And it's interesting because I had a couple of teachers through my degree that had completely different opinions.
That's the whole thing. That's like, that is what school is, which is crazy.
Yeah. There's absolutely nothing objective about what we do. And I think that can be, that could be like really overwhelming at times, but it's also kind of freeing, you know, because it's just show up, do the thing, have fun. And you did the job, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I tend to forget that.
We did it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, yeah. Yeah, go to school. The education is good. I wouldn't say it's not transferable. I want to be clear about that. And my professors were incredible. And I learned a lot at school. And I would do it all again if I could. I loved my school. And I had such a fun time there. That's when I like discovered what type of performer I was and what I really wanted to do. So it was great. I think that for me, I would have just liked a little more. We did have an on-camera class, but it wasn't as heavily focused because the shows we were doing, you know, they're on stage. So the professors and the students are all focused on getting the role in the show, auditioning for the season, making the show come to life, and what you're doing in classes that kind of fuels that. Right. But yeah, and then on camera is kind of the side thing you get to do that's really important and super fun. And for me, I would have been happy if it were, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite shows that you did on stage in school? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Did you do new works or did you do like classic stuff?
I did some. I think some were like kind of new. I honestly don't know. I am such a bad like thespian. Like the knowledge of plays and stuff, I'm honestly terrible with.
Same. I know some.
I know like, you know, Chekhov and all that stuff. We did that, but like I did Peter Pan. Which was really fun. A newer version of Peter Pan.
I don't even know if I knew that there was a Peter Pan play.
Yeah, no, there is.
Did it start as a play?
It started as a play. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I'm terrible.
J.M. Barrie or whatever his name was. He wrote the book, and he also did a live show. Like, I think in his lifetime. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, there's a play. and I was
Peter. No, just kidding.
I should have been Peter, honestly. But they didn't do gender switch casting, which was lame.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. We forgive them.
That's a huge problem in academia, I feel.
I think it is. I think it's a big problem. Academia, catch up, okay? We want opportunities to play other roles.
Right.
And let a guy be Wendy or whatever. You know what I mean? Switch it up. Like,
Switch
I'm so
it the
bored.
fuck up.
Yeah. But no, I was Tiger Lily, which is not cool. You know what I mean? Like, you see this face? Again, let's get this face. Why?
You should have been Peter.
I mean, yeah, but I'm thinking, were we thinking the same thing in that moment? I'm like, I'm not Native American. So for me, it was like super uncomfortable. But at the same time, as a like Middle Eastern, Arab, whatever person, they're like, you're the closest thing we have, so you have to do it.
That's what they be doing.
And I'm like, what? It's not fair.
It's not.
I don't want to do that.
It's not. Like,
it was a cool role, though. Not going to lie.
In my
sick costume.
Really? You have pictures?
Incredible.
I want to see them later.
It looked so good.
In my MFA, our international student, shout out to mi amiga Carolina, she really didn't get that many opportunities because of bullshit like that. Like, bullshit. It was just bullshit.
Like, I auditioned for Wendy. I didn't even audition for Tiger Lily. I thought if I was going to get something, it was going to be Wendy. And then I come in the next day, and I'm Tiger Lily. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know? But it was still cool. But, of course, Tiger Lily doesn't say anything. So I did a lot of physicality that semester. A lot of physical work. And I think that I was, like, hardcore in it. I was like, I'm going to be method, and I'm going to do this. We went on this, like, nature hike with the director of the show.
What?
And like to get everybody in the woods and whatever. It was super fun.
That's kind of cool.
She was a great director. She was an incredible person. Love her. Shout out to Rachel Briley. She's the best. But I like took it to the next level, and I was like barefoot the whole time, and I was like, I really want to like feel the ground and like know what this was like for Tiger Lily, which is just like not necessary, you know?
Yeah. I feel like though that's the one thing about theater that television you don't get.
You don't get time to do that.
You don't get time to bond, to really build chemistry with your castmates. Like you said earlier, it's kind of like, you just kind of show up. I mean, you have the rehearsal on set for whatever, two or three fucking scenes.
Yeah.
And then you just do the thing. Like sometimes you don't meet the co-stars that I've had, you know. I didn't meet my husband till the day of. I didn't meet my husband till like 5 minutes before we shot.
That is what's missing.
And
it's huge.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part, really, of the craft, right? Like,
yeah.
That would be where I would say I miss theater the most, because it's the, like, digging in. Like, the fact that I had 2 months to prepare, and I was outside walking around barefoot, and I was, like, researching, you know, the, like, tribe that I was supposed to be from and all this stuff, because I just felt like this is wrong, and I want to give this justice. And I need to know about this, so I educated myself on the Lakota tribe. They're like,
oh my God, I went to Camp Lakota.
Camp Lakota? Shout out to Camp Lakota. Shout out to Camp Lakota. Tribe of Native Americans. Let's go.
I got kicked out. You know what's funny is Camp Lakota was a predominantly Jewish camp. And me and the rest of the Gentiles got kicked out because they found alcohol in our bunk. We were not invited. We were not invited back to be counselors.
Oh my God, you're so bad.
The Gentiles were exiled from Camp Lakota, but it's all good. We're still friends.
Wow. That's good. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a point. So, right. Tiger Lily doing your research for the tribes and stuff. At LSU, I played essentially a racist white lady in one of the plays.
Was that fun?
You know, I don't know. I was like the villain of the story. So that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. And even though my character, obviously as an actor, you can't judge. You can't judge your character, because if you're judging your character, then it's not gonna be truthful, right? Because in the back of your mind, you're like, I would never do this, right?
Yeah.
So I think having the experience of justifying fucked up beliefs, that was a really good lesson for me. And yeah, I got great feedback on my performance, but it was funny because in one scene with my friend Carolina, shout out to Carolina, she's Brazilian. She played a Colombian, which it's like, you're Brazilian, you could be a Colombian. It's like
they always do that.
Yeah, they always do that, you know. And she played the role was originally for a man. The character's name was Oscar, and they kept her name Oscar, which it's fine anyway. But yeah, at one point, it was Sweat. Do you know Sweat by oh my God, it's an award-winning play, and I can't remember the playwright's name. Oh my God. It's called Sweat.
That's all we need to know.
Lynn Nottage. Lynn Nottage.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Lynn Nottage.
I do know this.
Yes. So in one of the scenes, Oscar, Carolina, my Brazilian friend, shows me a flyer in Spanish because the whole play is about basically the DACA. Was it called DACA? Yeah, the DACA Act or whatever the fuck, which basically allowed companies to outsource all of their manufacturing, which basically robbed people who were working in plants in America of their livelihoods. Like they were making buku bucks working in plants, and because of the DACA Act or agreement or whatever it's called, now like immigrants were coming in and getting.
So you got to be the lady that was like, they're taking all of our jobs.
Exactly. I got to be the lady that was like, they're taking all of
interesting.
our jobs. Exactly. So she came over to me with a flyer for employment at my job, right? I'm like, we're not hiring. What are you talking about? And she brings me over a flyer and it's in Spanish. And I'm like, I can't read it. It's gibberish. And she goes, it's Spanish. And the audience laughs because I'm clearly Latina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it got a laugh because it wound up adding a little comedy to it, which otherwise wouldn't have been there. So
That's really fun.
yeah, it was fun.
I love playing a villain and having to justify what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's such a fun place to be in.
It is such a fun place to be in. I feel like it could also be a scary place to be in.
Yeah. I think with like a racist role, that's a scary place. If it's like, I want to play like a villain that's like a bad in like a superhero world, you know?
Yeah. Hell
Okay.
yeah. Oh, I want to be in a Marvel.
Yeah.
I want a Marvel.
I want to be in Marvel too.
I got to get back in the gym though.
I know. I'm getting like ripped right now and I'm like Marvel ready. Marvel, hit me up. I can like lift
Marvel
some stuff. I got biceps going on. Just
what are you doing? Marvel, the show notes. We got Sibel's info in the show notes. Hit her up. Hit her up.
Give me a call.
She ready.
I'm ready for that.
She ready. Awesome. So how are we on time? My bad.
The Wrap It Up light is not on.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
It's on now.
It's on now. I felt it, Marv. I felt it coming. So I actually want to ask you again, nonlinear. What, like, I know you said you decided that you wanted to act in high school. You started in high school, but like, what's your why to keep going? I know that's a lot.
I hope you had an existential crisis on this right now.
I have an existential crisis anytime somebody asks me, "What are you?" So
Oh my
I'm
God,
sure you
me
do too.
I always do.
She's Turkish, right?
Yeah.
100%?
Yeah. No, totally mixed. Like my grandparents are from Iraq, and there's like Egyptian somewhere in there somewhere. It's like Middle Eastern mixed up.
Yeah.
And then white, which is where the fun comes in, because I was never white enough to be white in elementary school. I was getting called all kinds of names, and now I'm not brown enough to be brown. So I'm like, I'm just gonna be on my own.
You're like,
I'm like that. There's a show about it somewhere.
you're like a Middle Eastern me, because that's how I feel. Like,
Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican, Italian, and black, and like, I thought that I was white till I was about 12. I had no idea. I
Yeah.
thought everyone was white. Anyway, so despite melanin pigmentation, I thought we were all white, but that's a bigger conversation. So same thing, like never white enough, never Latina enough.
Yeah.
My Spanish is not very
white
good
enough.
looking, and I'm too much of
And
a
I
light
went through
bright
like
to
a
be
very
black.
like make myself white face too. Like I remember being like,
Really?
I don't want to like, and I'm ashamed of that. Like not showing off culture things, not wanting my dad to like pick me up at school because he was like really dark. Sorry, Baba, I love you though. But it was hard because like kids didn't understand and they were cruel, and that kind of thing sucks. Just like
Yeah,
you get it.
I do get
I'm
it.
Sure, yeah, you get it. I think more than me. For
Kids
sure.
do suck. Girl, no, it's not a contest. We
It
probably
is a
have had-
contest.
everything is a contest.
It's a contest. Yeah. No. Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is real.
is this part of your why?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. I mean, no. The why, I guess, would be like, I don't know. I get this feeling of pure joy and just like release when I do something that's really good.
Mhm.
And it comes in many different forms. When I'm in front of a camera and I'm in even if it's in my acting class and I do something and I know that I told the story of the scene, it makes me feel so good. The power of being able to tell a story, tell it well, and have a person or a group of people that you don't know be affected by that, I think is the most powerful art form in the world. I think it's the only thing that will fix the majority of world conflicts that we have. I think the power of cinema is incredibly strong and can cross oceans and cure hatred and I just think that it's got a huge impact, and I've always wanted to be a part of that. And I also think that bringing joy to people is just super rewarding. So if, like, I'll get a DM sometimes from a random person that's like, your video made me laugh and you got me through a really hard time. I got a lot of those during COVID. Like, thank you for making me laugh today. I didn't have a reason to laugh and everything is so horrible. And that just, like, means everything to me. Like, that's all I want to do. And I just want to do that on the biggest scale possible. So that's my why. And it's not easy, but it is worth it. So.
Marv coming in on time.
Boom, boom.
Marv coming
What's
in
your
on
why?
time with the cues. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like you said it in the best way, in a better way than I could have possibly explained. But same. I mean, you know, I do feel as though you're multi-talented.
You are multi-talented too.
We are multi-talented, which people are like, oh my God, what can't you do? But I feel like it is a blessing and a curse. I do feel like it is a blessing and a curse. And I'm grateful to be multi-talented, but sometimes, you know, it gets hard for me to figure out where I should be focusing my energy, you know, because I love so many things and I'm good at so many things. And like I think you said earlier, like I'm not necessarily great at, even though I think you are great at comedy. You know, like for me, I mean, I think the thing I'm right now, I'm most confident in my acting abilities. That's the thing that I'm most confident in. Stand-up is I would like to bring stand-up up to my confidence in my stand-up up to my confidence in my acting.
Same.
You know, do you do stand-up?
I have dabbled and I really want to do it, like, really bad, but I haven't made a practice of it. I'm characters and sketch and online content, really. So
Yeah, I mean,
I envy you. I want to do it.
and you're fucking killing it, because not for nothing nowadays, like a lot of people that are getting booked on shows are content creators, you know?
It's true.
Which, I mean, sometimes it's great. Sometimes, you know, things are changing, and that's just life, right?
But you have a whole thing. You have tons of talents, and you find that you're not able to. Or I'm trying to go back to what you were saying with, like, you have a bunch of ability.
Yeah. Which, and again, grateful for, but sometimes it's just like, where do I focus my energy? You know, especially when being an artist is not my full-time job, right? It's like, if it was my full-time job, then it would be different, because I would do that full-time and then choose either stand-up or music or whatever to do on the side. But neither here nor there. I think for me, you know, I have gifts. And it's like kind of a slap in God, goddess, the universe's face to not be using them. And my family is really a big part of my why. You know, my mom's side of the family is basically all women on that side of the family. All the men are dead on my mom's side of the family, and all the women are dead on my dad's side of the family. It's really strange. Wow. Anyway, yeah, it's like me and my brother are like, what the fuck is going to happen to us? But whatever. We're going to break the curse. You know, kind of just doing the things that they either didn't think they could do or couldn't do, you know, and just building a legacy, building an artistic legacy. I want to tell their stories too. I really want to get my mom to sit down and interview her, but my mom is hilarious. Like, she's really the one that should be on stage. Here. I know, because there's just so many stories. So really, for me, it's just like, I like to empower people. I like to inspire people. And, you know, I want to utilize my gifts in doing that, you know, that's, and I do think that what do we have besides stories? What do we have?
That's right. It's the storytelling.
Yeah. And there is some quote that I can't fucking think of right now, but I'll find it and put it in the show notes. Just basically about, like, the storytellers are the ones that kind of preserve culture and write history, you know? So I want to be a part of fucking history, and I want it to live on longer than me.
Marvin hit it with the pew pew pew.
Which sounds very narcissistic as it leaves my mouth. But no, I promise. I want to be of service, goddammit. I want to be of service because at the end of the day, acting, theater, all of this, it is a service. It's a service-based industry. We cut ourselves up into tiny little pieces and put those pieces back together into a beautiful paper mache and
100%.
offer that gift up to the world.
Yeah. I
So
think that's the most beautiful thing ever. You
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I also think that I got to find ways to do that a little bit more. I think that with comedy, it can kind of tend to be surface level, right? Or be like fun, or I'm going to find this funny thing to laugh at. But I really want to find like a way to share the worst things that have ever happened to me and make it so that we can find the positive or the light in it or this tiny thing of humor. And then
Yes.
also help other people realize that they're not alone in that experience.
That
and
part.
I don't think I've nailed that yet. Like, I don't think
That
I
part.
have. I think that being vulnerable online is the next big challenge for me. Like, that's really what I want to do. That's what I want to do, guys. I want to find a way to just let you know all the shit I've been through, and we're in it together.
Stay tuned for the vulnerable edition
Yeah.
of Sibel's content
But it's
creation.
still gonna be funny.
Yes,
has to be.
it still will be funny.
Yeah.
On that note, we do have to get out of here. So I just like to offer something. I like to offer something to the listeners. So I like to ask. I'm going to ask you two things. I'm going to ask you what is one thing that you suggest that people do every day to become 1% better.
Wow. Oh my God. I think you sent me this ahead of time and I did not think about it.
That's all right.
Oh, okay. On the fly.
No pressure.
Okay. This is what I'm working on right now, so I'll share this. If there are people around you that disagree with you on something politically, whatever it is, just take time to learn how to listen to people that you would not normally listen to or that you would want to normally talk over, or just take time and try to listen and think of listening as an opportunity to see from their point of view, no matter how like egregious or crazy you think their point of view is. Because I think that that's really that's the only way that we're going to like get through a lot of things that are happening in the world right now. So that's what I'm working on. How can I hear you and take it in and not judge you right off the bat and make assumptions about you and cast aspersions. And I think that that's a skill that will take you far in life, regardless of what you do or who you are or where you are.
That's a huge lesson in empathy.
Yeah, that.
I love that. That's powerful. And then lastly, if this was a book, if your life was a book right now, what would you name this chapter of your life?
9 to 5.
9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5 in tech.
Yeah.
She 9 to 5 in tech, ladies, which you probably never
9 to
would have.
6, but yeah.
Never, right? It's never 5.
It's never 5.
It's never 5. Well,
Yeah.
on that note, Sibel Damar, let the people know where they could follow you. If you want to give any shout outs.
Yes. Follow me on Instagram. I'm trying really hard to grow right now. It's at Sibel_Damar. That's SIBELDAMAR. And same thing on TikTok and YouTube too. I'm on all the channels, but it's just Sibel Damar.
She's on all the channels, y'all, and you're gonna want to tune in. You're gonna want to tune in. All right, you're gonna want to tune in because she is not next. She is now. All right.
Ooh.
Yes,
I like that.
Take it. It's yours. I've been Alana J. You already know what time it is at AlanaJ.tv. Till next time, like and subscribe, baby. Mwah, besos.